Welcome back. We're going to continue to Section 4 of the Missouri License Practice Test for the Prepaid Legal Insurance License Exam for the state of Missouri. Let's get started.
Number 56. Is it necessary for the D of I to get other approval to make all rules for the insurance department?
It is not necessary. The Director of Insurance can do whatever they want, whenever they want. Remember that. That is a key component for this test.
Number 57. Does the D of I need approval to withdraw or amend rules?
Again, the answer is no. Whatever they want, whenever they want. The Director of Insurance can pretty much do it all.
Number 58. If a new rule is to be adopted, how many days' notice is needed prior to a hearing?
15 days is typically going to be the time that the director has to give notice to the public prior to any hearing. Now, that's almost always going to be true, this 15-day notice when the Director of Insurance has to do anything, unless somebody's in trouble, and then it's going to be a different timetable.
Number 59. Who will be notified of the hearing for any new rules, amendments, etc.?
The answer here is pretty simple. Anybody that's made a request to be notified is going to be notified.
Number 60. What information is given to people notified of hearings?
Again, a pretty simple answer. They're going to get the terms of the proposed regulation, they're going to get a time and place where they're going to meet to talk about it, and they're going to understand what they need to do to present their views and opinions.
Number 61. Who can obtain a copy of any rule or regulation?
Anybody that makes a proper request is going to get the ability to get a copy of any rule or regulation.
Number 62. If you want a copy of any rule or regulation, what must you do to obtain this?
All you have to do is make a request for a copy and pay the appropriate fee, and you will get a copy.
Number 63. If a person is suspected of engaging in sales without a certificate of authority, what recourse does the Director of Insurance have?
The Director of Insurance has the ability to take several different courses of action, or recourse in this case, but they are all considered a civil action.
Number 64. Whose background can the D of I examine?
Again, you'll see the pattern begin to develop here. Whose background can the Director of Insurance examine? Anybody who says they're selling prepaid legal or any other type of insurance, the director can step in and do an examination.
Number 65. If the D of I chooses to examine a person and hires additional help, who pays the fees of the extra help?
Remember, the Director of Insurance can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and if they do it, you're probably going to pay for it. So in this case, if they have to hire extra people to complete an investigation, the company that's being examined is going to have to foot the bill for that.
Number 66. How often is every insurer examined by the D of I?
The answer is 5 years. They can do an investigation anytime that they want, but at a minimum, they're going to investigate everyone every 5 years.
Number 67. If the D of I chooses to examine the background of any insurer, what books, records, etc. do they have access to?
Simple answer. They get access to everything. You have to provide it. You have to cooperate.
Number 68. If a company, insurer, refuses access to the D of I of any books, records, etc., what can the consequences be?
Again, you have to cooperate fully in any investigation and provide any information that they want, and failure to do so will result or could result in suspension or non-renewal of any license.
Number 69. When can the D of I issue a cease and desist order?
Anytime there is evidence backing up that a cease and desist order should be issued, they are going to be able to do it.
Number 70. If you are issued a cease and desist order, what other measures are also given?
If a cease and desist order is issued, you are also going to be assessed a civil penalty for, at bare minimum, the cost of that investigation and the cost of the cease and desist order.
Number 71. Is the D of I cease and desist order final, or are you given an opportunity for a hearing?
The cease and desist order is not final. You are given the opportunity for a hearing. 10 days notice is required for the hearing.
Number 72. If a cease and desist hearing is offered, how much notice is given?
Again, 10 days notice is given for a hearing.
Number 73. If a final cease and desist order is given, who pays the funds for the investigators?
Remember, the Director of Insurance can do whatever they want, whenever they want, and if they do it, you are going to pay for it. So the answer to this question is the person being investigated covers the cost of the funds for the investigators.
Number 74. What is the fine for violating a cease and desist order?
Violating a cease and desist order is serious. You can be subject to a fine of not more than $100,000 or imprisonment of up to 10 years or maybe even both.
Number 75. What is the Consumer Restitution Fund?
The Consumer Restitution Fund is a fund that the Director has to distribute funds to aggrieved consumers.
Number 76. Is the fee refundable for the insurance exam?
The answer is no. The fee for an insurance exam or an insurance license is always non-refundable under any circumstances.
Number 77. If you are already licensed in another state for the same line of insurance, is it necessary to take an exam in your current state?
The answer is no. Typically, once you've met the requirements for licensure in your state, then reciprocity exists and you do not need to take the license exam in another state. However, you do have to pay the fee and whatever other requirements for that state might exist except for the exam.
Number 78. What is the term a license is issued?
The license is for 2 years.
Number 79. If a person allows their license to expire, how long do they have to renew without passing another exam?
If you let your license expire, you have 12 months to renew and pay a penalty before you have to retake the exam.
Number 80. If a person renews after expiration of a license without another exam, what is the penalty required?
If you let your license expire and you renew it within 12 months, then you're going to pay a $25 per month penalty to renew your license.
Number 81. Are the requirements different for individuals/businesses that need to renew a license without an exam that may have expired?
The requirements are exactly the same.
Number 82. How long does an insurer have to notify the D of I of an address change?
Remember, you are not in trouble, so typically you're going to have 30 days, and the answer here is exactly the same. 30 days to notify the Director of Insurance of a change of address or a legal name change.
Number 83. What is the penalty if the D of I is not notified?
The penalty for not letting the Director of Insurance know that you have changed your name or address is $10 per month. And in addition to that, if the change of address results in you not being able to be served with a notice of a complaint, you can have your license immediately suspended or revoked.
Number 84. If a person sells a plan but has no license, will they still receive a commission?
The answer is no. There absolutely is no consideration for someone without a license. In addition to that, you may be guilty of a Class C felony.
Number 85. If you were licensed at the time of sale, but not at the time of renewal, will you receive renewal commissions?
If you are licensed at the time of the sale, renewal commissions will still be paid out, even if you no longer have a license. Congratulations, you have now completed Section 4 of the Missouri License Practice Test for the Prepaid Legal Insurance Exam for the state of Missouri. Continue this practice test on video 5.